Waaree Energy's response to US customs. What investors need to know. Waaree Energies has issued an official clarification following recent media reports related to a determination by the US Customs and Border Protection, commonly known as CBP. The company has emphasized that several reports circulating in the market do not present the complete picture of the investigation. According to Waaree, the CBP conducted a detailed investigation under EAPA Consolidated Investigation Number 8163. Including an on-site verification of the company's manufacturing facility in India. The investigation focused on the origin of solar cells used in modules exported to the United States. One of the biggest highlights of the clarification is that the US Customs Authority expressly confirmed that Waaree did not export solar modules to the United States that were manufactured using Chinese origin solar cells. This finding directly addresses one of the key concerns that had emerged following media coverage. The company also highlighted that it fully cooperated with the investigation from the very beginning. Regulatory investigations often examine documentation, manufacturing processes and supply chain records, and Waaree stated that it extended complete cooperation throughout the entire process. Another important point mentioned in the clarification is that the CBP did not draw any adverse inference against Waaree. In regulatory proceedings, adverse inferences can sometimes be applied when authorities believe companies have failed to cooperate or provide sufficient information. Waaree further stated that the CBP rejected the petitioner's request to issue an evasion finding covering all of the company's imports into the United States. This is significant because it means the investigation was not expanded to include the company's entire export business. Instead, the determination applies only to a limited and narrowly defined set of certain historical import entries. According to the company, the scope of the determination is much narrower than some reports have suggested, making it important for investors to distinguish between isolated historical transactions and ongoing business operations. The company also clarified that the CBP determination is not the final stage of the legal process. Under US law, Waaree has the right to seek a fresh administrative review of the decision, followed by judicial review before the US Court of International Trade if required. Management has confirmed that it is currently evaluating all available legal options together with its U.S. Trade Council. This means the company intends to use the legal mechanisms available before accepting the determination as final. Perhaps the most important reassurance for investors is that Waaree has categorically stated there is no impact on its ongoing business operations in the United States. Manufacturing activities, customer deliveries, and commercial operations continue to function normally without any disruption. For shareholders, this statement is particularly important because international trade investigations can sometimes create uncertainty regarding future exports, customer relationships, and revenue visibility. Waaree has clarified that none of these operational areas have been affected by the current determination. The company has also reiterated its commitment to maintaining high standards of regulatory compliance, corporate governance, and transparency. These statements are often intended to reassure customers, regulators, and investors that compliance remains a key priority despite ongoing legal proceedings. To understand the broader context, it is worth noting that the United States has significantly tightened scrutiny of imported solar products over the past several years. Authorities have increased investigations into supply chains to ensure compliance with trade laws and country of origin requirements. As one of India's leading solar manufacturers, Waaree operates in a highly regulated international market where export documentation and supply chain transparency have become increasingly important. Such investigations have affected multiple global solar manufacturers, making regulatory compliance a critical competitive factor. While headlines surrounding regulatory actions often create short-term volatility in stock prices, investors generally evaluate whether such developments have any meaningful impact on business operations, financial performance, or future growth prospects. Based on the company's clarification, Waaree believes its manufacturing operations, customer commitments, and commercial activities remain unaffected. This distinction is likely to be closely watched by investors assessing the long-term significance of the development. However, the legal process is not yet complete. Since the company has the option to pursue administrative as well as judicial review, investors should continue monitoring future announcements regarding the progress of the case and any subsequent decisions by the relevant authorities. Another important aspect is that Waaree has chosen to proactively communicate with shareholders instead of allowing speculation to dominate the narrative. Timely clarifications often help listed companies address market uncertainty and provide investors with the company's official position. The global solar industry continues to experience rapid growth as countries accelerate renewable energy investments and energy transition initiatives. Companies participating in international markets must therefore navigate increasingly complex trade regulations while maintaining competitive supply chains. For Waaree, maintaining uninterrupted access to international markets remains strategically important as the company continues expanding its manufacturing capabilities and export presence. Regulatory compliance will remain an essential factor supporting that long-term strategy. Overall, Waaree Energy's clarification attempts to reassure investors that the U.S. Customs determination is limited in scope, is not legally final, and has no impact on current business operations. Going forward, the market will closely monitor the company's legal response and any further updates from U.S. authorities before assessing the ultimate outcome of the matter.